Hey, what's going on, you guys? It's your boy 3 Stacks in this thing, baby, representing Team Kings of Games, big time. All right, so today we went to a box tournament at Lions Den, and I took my ZEFRAs. I decided to dust them off and take them out of my hidden shelf that they were hiding in, and I went first place and I was undefeated today. I really like the new list because this build is so different from any of the other ZEFRA builds that I posted. I don't know why every time I pick this deck up I change it, but this list is ridiculously overpowered for no reason. I don't even understand why it's so powerful, but it is. And it's like, it's not even a 40 card deck, and it's never been, and I'm not mad because the deck's so consistent. So I'm going to show you guys my list, and you guys will be caught off guard because this one just has a new engine that really worked out and fixed a lot of the problems that the deck had. So I'm going to hop into the list right now. So we're going to be starting off with 3 copies of ZEFRA. Just bring it closer. So ZEFRA is my anger translator. I've always said that this is my favorite scale. It's the best scale. It can be high or low. It loads your extra deck. It has an amazing actual effect when you use it. Just being able to drop that 3450 beater that can protect itself, and you get an additional like Pendulum summon is nuts. But ZEFRA is just the best card in the whole deck, and a lot of your deck is like dedicated to getting to him first for your combos. And then next up, we have 3 copies of ZEFRA Neo. ZEFRA Neo is the lifeblood, keeps you alive. A lot of times you can grind just because he's such a huge monster. And if your opponent deals with him, that's not like with a Borreload or a Unicorn, you end up capitalizing after they work so hard to get over his booty. Because they have to play through him and the protection that Providence gives him, and then you search another Providence anyways. So like these are you're like your go-to. You're either trying to get ZEFRA or somehow find your way to ZEFRA Neo. Because ZEFRA, every time you get him, you're going to get ZEFRA Neo anyways. But these cards are amazing. They pay for themselves. You naturally get +1s, and you'd be surprised. A lot of decks just can't play through Infernity barriers. Then we have 1 copy of ZEFRA Saiton, 1 copy of ZEFRA Zubin, and 1 Windy, and 1 Zefraxi. So Zefraxi is really awesome for chain blocking. He lets all your ZEFRAs, whatever one you want, become a tuner. That like opens the window for a lot of different plays. ZEFRA Windy helps you grind. She adds your extra deck resources back. These cards are spot removal. He pots face ups, he pots face downs. I think that it's amazing that a normal summon can be that threatening, that you can just out any card you want with the normal summon, or you can chain block when you Pendulum summon them. So I play the 10 ZEFRAs. Nothing's changed. If you guys follow the channel and you watch my ZEFRA profiles, you know that I've always played these exact same 10 ZEFRAs, and it never changed. So now we have a lot of power starter cards. We have 3 chronographs, and we have 3 Master Service. We have 2 copies of Jackal King. We play, you mind raising it a little bit? We play 3 copies of Darkworm. I bumped it up to 3 now because of the new engine, and I really actually need the low scale more now than ever. And I need more summons that pay for themselves because a lot of times I expend a lot of resources to set up my plays and optimize my board. I play 2 copies of Gate Zero because the card's amazing. I love having the second one for the option. Like, it comes up a lot because you always need that option for your Dragon Shrine and your Oracle ZEFRA to be a comeback to like reestablish your board. Like, off those 2 cards, you can rebuild your board with 2 negates. So having the second Gate Zero really comes up, and like it's gonna be clutch. It saves your life. Jackal King didn't really perform well today. There wasn't too many interactions that I had where he's amazing except with Purple Poison against True Dracos. But other than that, like, I just think that these cards are just amazing. And if you're playing Pendulums, but you want to play like a combo-based Pendulum deck, you're going to see these in pretty much every Pendulum list. There's a lot of interactions I can explain, but we all know what these cards do. Now, next up, I optimized, I opted to play 3 copies of Purple Poison. I love Purple Poison. The card's actually just broken for just no apparent reason. Like, I played against a Floodgate dot deck that couldn't hide behind his Floodgates, and Purple Poison just, like, Electrum, pop Purple Poison, add him back, pop a card, draw a card, activate him, attack, use his effect, pop another Floodgate. Like, he's just such a good pressure card. You'll never lose to Anti-Spell because of him, and he lets you deal with a lot of monsters that are in your way, and because his effect's not once per turn, he can easily deal with monster effect negations. Like, I played a Pendulum Mirror match, and this card just won because Jackal King could negate him all you wanted, but it didn't matter. It was still going to destroy the Jackal King regardless. Purple Poison is just so powerful. I think he's like the 2nd strongest magician next to Harmonizing. I am playing a Pendulum Magician engine in my deck now because I needed to be able to turbo out rank 4s turn 1. Like, Dweller's so good this format. I think that the level 8 Synchro is amazing. And I just think because I don't have Boar Sword, I need other ways to be able to OTK really, really fast. Because my deck can stun you for a turn and just tell you can't play Yu-Gi-Oh! But the problem is with only 1 Electrum, it's really hard to get your damage output when you go through your first one in your first turn. The Magicians assist you in that because the little Magicians, you can OTK with them. And Harmonizing gets you access to so many like ridiculously powerful cards. It's insane. Like, she's an interruption by herself. So we have these. Black Fang put in a lot of work today, you guys, like a lot. And we have Time Gazer. I don't really use Chronograph that much to special summon. A lot of times I have other ways to pop to reveal them from hand. Like the interaction with Cerberus and Chronograph is still a great interaction. A lot of times I saved it in deck for harmonizing, so I have the option to go into like a Black Rose or a Don Dragster whenever I needed to. And Don Dragster just won me games today. So yeah, like this is just so good. And then I still play the Odd Eyes engine. I play one Odd Eyes Dissolver and one Perform Power Odd Eyes Synchron. I think these cards are too good to not play. This is part of a Calamities combo. And it also allows you to go into other synchros because of your extra deck. So it's just a really strong one-card combo. And I play Dissolver. This actually saved my life. I was playing in the mirror match. A Pendulum mirror match, not a ZEFRA mirror match, and I was sitting on a Morphage Slop, and he cuts it in half with Black Fang and tries to attack over it with Chronograph, and I special summoned this guy from my hand and protected my Morphage Slop. That won me the duel. And other times, like, I just drew this by accident, like, just not even intending to draw it, and it just won me the game, just, like, playing it in scale or specialing it off of Chronograph. I make my fusion summons the proper way. Like, I properly fusion summon him with this card. Like, he's one of the best Pendulums in my opinion. He's just so good in every situation. Like, whenever you draw him, he's never a brick, because you could just play him in scale and use his effect, make a Vortex. Oh, that's a brick, right? And then I do play one copy of a Morphage Sloth because every one of the best decks need their extra deck. It's so easy to get access to this card. I feel that this Floodgate is better than adding one more Monster Negation, because a lot of decks are good and they can play through multiple negations, but what Danger, Dark Warriors, and Sky Strikers, well, I wouldn't say Sky Striker, but like combo decks like Thunder Dragons can't do is they can't play without their extra deck. Like Sky Strikers and Alter guys have ways, but you have counter traps for them. But really, I just think that it just beats every deck that's not like a Monarch or a Draco or like Phantasm Spiral deck. So it's just such a powerful Floodgate. It's easy to protect it, and it just increases your ceiling by play. I played this in my list that I took the Nationals, so I've like had a lot of experiences with Slop, and I've just, because it's always rewarded me for playing it, I've never cut it. And then I play one Destrudo. It gives you options to make boards or break boards, and that's all the monsters. We play a ton, but it is a Pendulum deck. It's really combo heavy. You got to draw your scales right, and you still need to make a big board after that. Next up for our spells, which we have a lot of starter cards. Like all the spells are starter cards on top of like Cerberus, your Chronographs, Purple Poison Broken, Purple Poison Broken, your ZEFRA. You have a lot of starter cards. Like this deck is way more consistent than any Pendulum deck that I can think of. And I really think that ZEFRAs have more searchers and more starter cards than any other Pendulum deck. But being able to play the other starter cards just raises the ceiling of your deck, giving you a ton of options and versatility in your plays. We play 3 Oracle of ZEFRA. Like this field spell is just broken. It really is. Like it just won me games. Like I would legit just like stack a hand trap that I needed and just draw it off of Electrum, or like just I would just wait a turn to get it. But normally I would draw it off of Electrum. Like after I made Don Dragster, I would stack a hand trap. Then I use Electrum to pop. I add a card from extra deck to hand and the hand trap that I stacked. It's just so good, you guys. And then 1 Sky Iris and 1 Dragon's Ravine. These are my other field spells. Sky Iris is a part of my Odd Eyes package. It actually really helps because it has a protection effect that will come up because targeting is just so prevalent this format. And then we have Dragon's Ravine. It helps you to combo off with your dragons, your Dark Worm, and your Destrudo. Opening with the Terraforming will always be in the gate because it could get you to this gets you in the gate, this gets you in the gate, this gets you in the gate. So Terraforming is godly in this deck. And then we play 2 Terraformings. It's Optimus Prime, actually, and then 1 set rotation. This card actually put in work today. Like, it really helped me a lot today. Like, it just... the fact that I can get access to, like, some of my field spells without a way that can be, like, drolled or, like, ashed is really important. Because sometimes I just needed ZEFRA not to search, but I just needed it on field because I used it to chain block to make Black Rose Chainlink 1 and this Chainlink 2 so that there's, like, no way to negate Black Rose unless it's with, like, an impermanence, which really helped out a lot. So, yeah, like, set rotation is just high ceiling. It puts in work. It plays around evenly. It's just so good. So you have all of these. These are, like, your field spells. They're, like, good starter cards. They pay for themselves after you've already activated them, and keeping them on field, you keep the pressure. We have 3 ZEFRA Providence. I wish every deck had a card like this. This card is just nuts. Like, it's a negate by itself. You search counter traps. We play 3 Pendulum Call and 2 Duelist Alliance. A new card that I'm going to integrate into the deck is Time Pendulum Graph. Because there are so many scenarios today where if I just main deck this, like, it would have just put more pressure than like they could handle. But the 2 Alliance and the 3 Calls. Call is just so insane in this deck. Call Dark Worm is amazing, but the reason why Call is so good is because a lot of the times, if I don't have ZEFRA, I don't have a good high scale. Like, I don't have a good high scale, and I wanted to be able to search out a strong high scale. Like, Black Fang's a strong high scale, and it can help you to OTK. And also, searching out Harmonizing just gives you another interruption. Harmonizing just gives me protection that my deck really needed, and I just love it. And then we have 3 copies of Dragon Shrine and 1 Foolish Burial. You're trying to get to your Dark Room as quickly as possible. So all these spells are starter cards. Pendulum Call is just godly. Like, I top decked it, and it just brought me back into the game. Like, I already had 1 card in hand. Like, it's just such a good card. Like, you can OTK with Pendulum Call. It's so broken. I would never not play it anymore. And then for our traps, we play 3 Infinite Impermanence. It's the only hand trap I decided to main. Because I like the fact that it just adds to the layer of back rolls, and I wanted my interactions to not be called by, like that, to where they couldn't be called by. So I just felt like this will be better than maining Ash, because if I Ash my opponent, they can still call by, and I want my interruptions to go through. Next, I do play 3 ZEFRA Divine Strike and 1 ZEFRA War. I decided to not play 9 Pillars for this list. And in particular, the reason why is because 9 Pillars was situational, and a lot of the way I'm playing the deck now, a lot of my boards resulted in me not having ZEFRA Neo. If you leave ZEFRA Neo on the field, that just means you bricked and you have a bad hand, and all you were able to do is Pendulum summon them out. But 9 Pillars has saved my life so many times, so I'm not saying it's a bad card. It just didn't work out. It didn't make the cut for this list, especially because I cut my Chao Feng. And yeah, I'm that crazy guy that still plays 3 of the counter traps because it's nuts. It's too easy to set up. You make Electrum, they ogre it, you set up for this. You activate ZEFRA, send the card to extra deck, you set up for this. You link summon, you set up for this. You just, like, it's so easy to set up. It's never dead. Like, drawing it for turn is just insane, because now all your negations are going to be ridiculous because you just drew another negation for no reason. Now, like, I ended on 5 negates. Like, the least I ever ended on was 3 negates today, and that was just because I used a Morphage Sloth instead of the 4th negate that he would have been. I'll go into the side deck first. I side deck a lot of hand traps because I just don't want to lose to combo decks that can Rongo Mini at me or hand loop me. And I also just really want to be able to not necessarily simplify the game state, but I want to hit the most broken play of a deck to make sure that they don't have a card that can interact with me and stop me from going in with my plays. So I really wanted to stop them from making the board in the first place. So I played 3 Gammas, 3 Ash. These 2 I drew, and I beat a Prinket player like I was going to die, like, because he's going to make Colossus, and I had nothing but Searcher cards, but these 2 put in work, a lot of work. And then I played Double Veiler. Again, for the combo decks, like, you just want to make sure they can't play. You have Impermanence, you have Gamma, Ash, and Veiler. Like, they're all good against combo decks. This deck is not that weak against Sky Strikers like people would think. And then I also side deck 3 Epsilons. I love Epsilon a lot. In fact, Epsilon and Gamma are, like, my favorite hand traps this format. I just think that they just, like, they do everything that I want them to do and more. They always, Epsilon against, like, the trap decks, people who just, like, rely on traps to, like, play, like, this makes them throw away 2 cards every single time. Like, you negate a trap, you make Scrap Dragon, and then they either negate Scrap Dragon's effect or they lose another back row. So you can out-resource them by taking 2 cards away from them with 1. It really helps out a lot, and you'd be surprised. Like, don't sleep on it. I don't know why people don't play Epsilon. It's so good. And then the driver that you have to play, like, you just have to play. I play Gamma and Epsilon. But I don't think I would ever side in both, because then I start drawing dead if I ever banish my driver. And then 3 Evenlies. I felt that for trap decks, I just wanted to do the Epsilons and the Evenlies. I didn't want to pay half my life points, even though Reboot's a good card. I just felt that the Epsilon was just so much better, because you can't reboot Epsilon, and people will side reboots for your reboots. They'll also side in Dark Bribes. Like, back row decks have counterplays to reboot, but they never ever really expect an Epsilon, and there's no real counterplay to it, like, because it's not once per turn. So even if they negate it and 1 trap resolves, the next trap they activate you can negate anyway. So it's just, it keeps pressure. It's not once per turn, so if you open multiples, it's nuts, because you can make Scrap Dragon, pop a back row, and the next trap they activate, you use it again. It's just stupid, and Evenly just blows out trap decks. And for Thunder Dragons too. But I felt that the Ashes, the Impermanences, the Gammas, and the Veilers would already help me a lot to stop Thunder Dragons from ever getting there, and it does do that. And the extra deck is 1 Electrum, 1 Alistair. I just played this as another link that I can go into. Lamphalinkus would be correct. But this card has an interaction with Purple Poison that actually does come up a lot, and also with Black Fang because it's a Dark Spellcaster. So I think it's better than Lamphalinkus because it has synergy with my engines. If I had Borosword, I would have made Borosword because I brought Black Fang. I used Black Fang to bring this back from the grave, and I could have made Borosword, but I don't have a Borosword. But the card's just too good to not play. And then ZEFRA Metaltron. If I had Borosword, that would be the other card. I would have, like, a Borosword and a Borreload in my extra deck. That's it for the links. We have X-Saber because this is like a godly combo. Like, you just win when you resolve this combo. Like, you tell your opponent you just can't play Yu-Gi-Oh! And what's more fun than that? Then we play 1 Scrap Dragon for my Gammas and also my Epsilons, because I side Gamma going second. So because I never really sided in going first because my deck's super heavy combo and I'm always controlling monsters, I use Gamma and Epsilon to make this instead of Omega because if I'm going second, I need to keep pressure, I need to break boards, and I need to deal with multiple threats. So with Gamma or Epsilon, because of Scrap Dragon, I can always clear 2 cards with 1, and I think that that's a really skillful way to use your cards. And then we have Supreme King. This won me like multiple games today. It's just so broken. The card's nuts. Like, I love it. And then Black Rose won me a game today. Don Dragster won me 2 games today. Like, I would never cut these synchros. Extra deck is really tight, or I would be playing more. Like, I cut my Yazi. And I'm mad. I'm really mad that it came down to that. True King of all Chlamydia. It's a win condition. It's easy to make. You have a myriad of 2- and 3-card combos that can get you to this. Especially, even if your hand's bad and you just have Dragon Shrine and Oracle of Zefra, it gets you so far ahead. Then Naruto, Trapeze Magician. This card just in OTK and Apeler. Like, I would use this. Like, there was a game where I just decided to just go balls deep. So I went double Purple Poison in my scales. And I used Trapeze Magician to target my Chronograph. And I just used him to attack twice and, like, use Purple Poison to just out in multiple cards and did a ton of damage. Like, this card is so good, and it stops you from getting FTK'd. Because if the damage is not over 25, you don't take it. And then we have Dweller. Dweller's just too good this format. And then Vortex, you make it the hard way by actually fusion summoning for it. And then whenever they call time in the round, I just make this guy and I win the duel. So yeah, that's it for the deck profile. I will open the box on another video because I don't want this to be too long. But yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed it. Zefra's an amazing deck. I definitely recommend if you want to play a Pendulum deck. This is the best Pendulum deck. There's nothing better than it. And I just really believe it's a fact, you guys. Thank you guys so much again. God bless you. Make good choices. Don't hurt your brain cells. Have a beautiful day and stay positive, all right? Peace.